the man accidentally discovered a hole in the wall. He tore off layers of wallpaper and found a heavy iron door hidden beneath. Looking at the uniquely shaped keyhole, Jack remembered the 2 pieces of iron he had discarded earlier. After piecing them together, he surprisingly managed to open the door, but behind the door was nothing more than an empty room. Just as his wife stepped inside, the light in the room suddenly started flickering. Assuming it was an electrical issue, Jack called in a repairman. However, the basement, packed with wires and cables like a precision machine, left the technician completely baffled. He had no choice but to leave quickly. That night, Jack returned to the mysterious room alone, staring at the empty bottle in his hand. He casually said he wanted another one. Suddenly, the lights went out. In that instant, a sealed bottle of wine appeared before him. The next morning, when Jenny came to the room, she found it filled with all kinds of items. Jack eagerly showed her some expensive paintings. At first, Jenny thought Jack had lost his mind, but under Jack's persistent urging, she said she wanted $1 million. Once again, the lights went out. Moments later, a pile of neatly stacked cash appeared on the floor. Although everything felt surreal, as the lights continued to flicker, they carried out piles of cash from the room. The house was soon adorned with priceless paintings. Diamonds the size of pebbles rained down. There was an endless supply of gourmet food and vintage wine. They indulged themselves wildly in this intoxicating room. But the good times didn't last. After the extreme pleasure came an overwhelming sense of emptiness, and due to some mysterious factors, they found themselves unable to conceive children. Now, with a room that could grant any wish, Jenny started to have ideas. One day, Jack returned home and discovered that Jenny had used the room to create a baby out of thin air. Although he, too, longed for a child, he couldn't accept it being brought into the world this way. After Jack's persuasion, Jenny finally agreed to use the wish room to erase the baby. But when Jack held the child to make a wish, he found that he couldn't be cruel. In the end, they decided to keep the child. However, everything that had happened made Jack increasingly curious about the origin of this room. So he began researching online, only to make a horrifying discovery.